Okay, so the extra challenge. Rather than making a flat tile with layers, the extra challenge is to try to create something with much more three-dimensional form to it. So for example, a small sculpture like this that could be reminiscent of a piece of sort of modernist architecture, or perhaps a sculpture like this that could be inspired by sort of forms within science or within nature, or within the sea, or light waves or sound waves, something like that. Or even this sort of sculpture here, again, perhaps probably taking influence from the natural world. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways in which you can start to use the slab that you've already mastered and make something a little more three-dimensional. I'm going to show you two different attempts. So what I'm going to do is cut my pre-rolled slab in half and just work on one at a time. So we'll put that to one side for now. So the first thing I want to show you is how you can slot and bend to make something more three-dimensional like this. Okay, so what I'm going to start with is a rectangular base. And then I'm going to create a number of slots, slots in the clay in order to bend and manipulate it. So I'm going to do a slot through the middle here, like so. And then in order to bend it and create a nice crisp bend, I'm going to just place my ruler there, like so. Okay, and then what you'll see is we've got a nice crisp bend. But I'd also like to bend it again further up. So I'm again going to use my ruler to sort of help guide that shape. Like so. Now what you'll see straight away is that working with clay in more of a three-dimensional form is much more challenging than just working in layers. So it requires quite a lot more dexterity. It also requires more problem solving in terms of how you're going to create clay in three dimensions rather than just in two. What we can also do is do some folds where they're bent over. So what we could actually do is turn this over here, like this one, and then join it up to that one there. Now you've learnt how to do score and slurry, so exactly the same process needs to happen. But of course it's so much more tricky when you're using the end of the slab, the edge of the slab, because it's much smaller space to fix your sculpture to. I'm going to score this side, and I'm going to just plot where it's going to be attached on the main part of the sculpture. I'm just going to trace that out just to help me. And then on the main part of the sculpture, I'm going to score that as well. And get my slip, my slurry, same thing. And generously coat it on the two edges that I'm going to join together. And then we're going to be really trying to force a good contact of those edges by pushing down like so. Okay, so we've pushed those together. What you can also do to try and make the joint a bit stronger is use a tool and just drag some of the clay. I don't know if you can see that very well. Drag some of the clay from one part of the sculpture, one part of the joint to the other, and then smooth it over with your finger. You could also use a brush as well to be really confident. Okay, and then you'll need to work on your clay a little bit to try and get those crisp, square